Welcome back to Science or Not. I am your host, Oblivious Alsk. It has been 2 weeks since I've made a video, but I have a good reason. I've got a couple rules when it comes to making this show. One of the big ones is that I don't make a show when I'm pressed for time when studying for an exam. Others include no bowling on Tuesdays, no shopping after 9. Hey, they're my rules, I make them up. But nevertheless, I'm back. In case you noticed, this is not my normal lab coat, and I'm wearing this because my lab coat smells, well, like a lab. More specifically, like formaldehyde. And I don't particularly like the smell of formaldehyde. Fresh, clean clothes smell is much, much better. For this video, we have a topic again. We're coming back down to Earth because the last few episodes have been mainly about outer space. We're going to talk about prehistoric times. The first thing I want to tell you guys about is actually something I heard about a month ago, but I didn't get a chance to put it in a show until just now. This is an interesting experiment that some Japanese scientists have actually started, where the main goal is to clone a mammoth. Here we go with the Japanese again. Need I remind you of the epic groundhog? But anyway, they are planning to clone a mammoth. You know those big furry creatures that lived between 4.8 million and 4,500 years ago. And it's not that we're guessing that they lived in between that time frame. It's that they lived from 4.8 million years ago to 4,500 years ago. That gives a long time to get that hairy. But the project is already underway. The plan is to take mammoth cells, which are intact because they've been frozen for centuries, and insert them into an elephant's egg, which have previously had the nuclei removed. The elephant being the closest living thing that you can get to a mammoth. Then what they do is they take the egg, and they stick it inside of an elephant. And next thing you know, 22 months later, you have a cute baby mammoth. I'm just expecting everything to go wrong. And the thing that's born ends up happening to be related to the leader of the genetics team performing this project. He's sitting there on Maury's show. No, dude, that ain't mine. That's a mammoth baby. Why is the Japanese man from the South? Hey, I don't know how to do a Japanese accent. That baby's no mine. Alright, well, let's see the results of the DNA test. Well, Mr. Akira Iwatani, you are the father. But it came out of the elephant. That doesn't matter on this show. But back to the main topic. As you guys probably know, cloning is no simple thing. Normal reproduction has to do with taking two gene pools and bringing them together. Cloning is taking the exact DNA from a previous living being and replicating it. The biggest example of cloning that I have heard of, that you guys probably have heard of as well, was the first successful cloning of a domesticated animal. The clone named Dolly, the sheep. However, Dolly didn't live long because she had a progressive lung disease and severe arthritis at the age of 6. The thing is, a sheep normally has the life expectancy of 11 to 12 years. This proves the point that when humans mess with genetic programming, there's often bugs in the system. However, about the mammoth thing, I think they're being a little bit ambitious about it because they say they could have a mammoth within 5 years' time. Imagine that. Global warming mixed with refilling the earth with mammoths. I don't think it's going to work very well. I was reminded about the next thing I want to talk about by a viewer of mine suggesting I talk about dinosaurs. That reminded me of a story that another YouTube user named Philip DeFranco, his channel being SXEPhil, covered about a year ago. And I'm telling you this because I don't want to steal any of his jokes. Anyway, scientists are now saying that they think Triceratops, you know, the one with 3 horns, may have never existed. They've been comparing some fossils, and they now think that the Triceratops was simply an adolescent or juvenile version of a larger dinosaur known as the Torosaurus. I said I wasn't going to steal any of SXEPhil's jokes, but this one's just too irresistible. Torosaurus, extremely more fun to say. Torosaurus, 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 Torosaurus. The reason they're saying this is because they've made a few observations comparing Triceratops bones to Torosaurus bones, and they've noticed some transitions between skeletons. Meaning something they never thought about before. Namely that bones change from younger dinosaurs to older dinosaurs. Ragged bones become more smooth bones. Short bones become long. Anything you see in a growing organism. So now every single time you watch any one of those Land Before Time videos, just remember that Sarah, not a Triceratops anymore. She's a baby Torosaurus. This being said, I'm sorry to anyone whose childhood memories about Triceratopses are ruined because now we have to talk about them as the Torosauruses. But that's all the science that I found that was really cool, or at least all the cool science that I have time to report. Hope you guys like it. And remember, like it if you like it, and love it if you subscribe it. Yeah. And subscribe if you love it. Or if you like it. You don't have to love me to subscribe to me. But hey, it wouldn't hurt having fangirls. But hopefully see you next week. doesn't work with this thing.